My name is Allison Barnfather, and I'm an occupational therapist in neurorehabilitation with the Calgary Early Supported Discharge Program and the Calgary Brain Injury Program. The topic of this presentation is on planning, organizing, and processing after stroke. Canadian stroke best practice documents report that executive functions and cognitive processing speed are among the most commonly affected areas of cognition post-stroke. Cognitive challenges affect up to 60% of people after stroke, and in fact, all people diagnosed with stroke should be considered at risk for cognitive impairments. Cognitive deficits impact daily function and safety. It is important to consider both compensation strategy training and cognitive skill training. This short presentation will describe aspects of higher-level cognitive functions and the principles and strategies recommended in order to help you make the most out of each day and improve function moving forward. Executive function is an umbrella term that refers to higher-level cognitive or thinking skills that are coordinated by the brain to achieve goals, carry out complex actions, and enable you to live independently. The executive functions act as the management team or boss of the brain for lower-order cognitive skills such as attention, memory, and language. Once you have a solid base of attention and memory, you are able to build up higher-level thinking skills. These kinds of skills allow you to adapt to new situations and plan and achieve goals beyond those that are overlearned, automatic, or routine. Executive function includes organization, planning, decision-making, problem-solving, sequencing, self-monitoring, and mental flexibility. So what do these impairments look like? It could be more like impaired judgment or diminished intellect, where you're not quite as mentally sharp as you were before. Maybe impulsivity, where you're acting without thinking. It might look like a poor awareness of one's own challenges, sometimes referred to as a lack of insight. You may see decreased initiation or appear unmotivated, trouble with the get up and go. You could look disorganized, frequently going off task, difficulty managing step-by-step instructions, and needing frequent redirection. You may exhibit poor decision-making or an inability to make decisions. You may be overwhelmed when faced with a choice of A or B. And you may show no flexibility in thinking. You have your mind set on a plan and you cannot be deterred. It's interesting to understand that people with these types of impairments may be able to describe or perform normally on paper and pencil tasks. But once they attempt to execute the task in a real-life environment, the performance falls apart. So how does this impact daily living? Let's look at preparing a salad for dinner. We'd start with initiation, starting the task at an appropriate time without relying on cues or prompts from another person. For example, if you wish to eat at 6, you may start preparation at 5:30. Organization would be managing your workspace and performing the task efficiently, bringing all the ingredients for your recipe out onto the counter without multiple trips back and forth to the fridge or the pantry. Sequencing would be the sequencing of steps for the task in an appropriate way. Gathering utensils and tools first, bringing out the vegetables to the counter, washing them up, peeling them, chopping and slicing before mixing them in the bowl, and finally adding the dressing. Problem solving could look like identifying that the knife that you chose is too dull to chop, and then going and selecting another one or bringing out the sharpener. When executive functions are impaired, it is helpful to have a family member or caregiver assist you to make some alterations in your daily life to set you up for success. Compensatory strategies would be using external cueing devices such as checklists, timers, a memory book, or an agenda to keep you on track without having to rely on another person. Task-specific training would be if you want to get better at meal preparation, train specific functional skills like planning or sequencing, and set up routines to accomplish that goal. Each night you would plan and prepare the salad to contribute to the family meal, and then gradually take on more meal prep responsibilities. Metacognitive strategies would be introduced when appropriate to attempt to increase self-awareness, encourage self-instruction, reading through the steps on your own, or verbalizing the steps out loud, independent problem solving, and goal management training, where you set the goal, Plan out how you'll go about the task, do the activity, and then check how everything turned out. Evaluate your overall performance. Practice, practice, practice to retrain the brain. Some everyday suggestions tend to fall into 3 main categories. Number 1, rearrange living and workspaces. You could label or organize your drawers, cupboards, or cabinets to make it easy to find items and locate them when needed. Post lists of typical sequence tasks in appropriate locations. Like, for example, your morning grooming routine could be posted on the bathroom mirror. Number 2, plan and organize the day. Establish structured routines for the week. Having dinner at 6 p.m. every night and doing laundry and chores on Saturdays. Use paper-based organization systems like calendars, day timers, journals, or try out some technologies such as smartphones, timers, alarm watches, tablets, and apps. And lastly, environmental modifications. Decrease environmental distractions. Turn off background radio and TV. Have the kids or the pets play in the next room. Keep your workspaces clean and free of clutter. And don't forget to integrate relaxation breaks throughout your day, as well as times to tick off your checklists for the completed tasks and check your organizer for tasks that have yet to be actioned. So what have we learned so far? Here are 3 key takeaways. Executive functions are commonly affected after stroke. Impairments impact your ability to perform your activities of daily living safely, effectively, and independently. Compensatory strategies, such as the use of an agenda, and task-specific training, for example, practicing individual elements of an activity on a daily basis, can help improve function. Remember, everyone's recovery looks different. Find the strategies that will work for you. Bringing these higher-level thinking skills back online can take time and effort. Daily practice and asking for constructive feedback is important for growth and improvement. Take it one day at a time. This concludes the presentation on planning, organizing, and processing after stroke. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to your family doctor or your local health center. You can also check out the best practice links listed on this page. Thank you for listening. Take care.